Hi everyone, Allie here from The Family Meeple, and welcome back to the 2022 Board Game Advent Countdown, where I am looking at the 24 best new to me games that I played in 2022. In order to make the list, the game does not have to have been published in 2022, it just has to be something that I played for the first time in 2022. Today we're going to be looking at game number 5. Coming in at number 5 is Great Western Trail by Alexander Pfister, artwork by Chris Quilliams, and published by Eggert Spiel and Plan B Games. I specifically have the second edition of Great Western Trail, and it was a game that I received for Christmas in 2021. So I received it over the holiday season and was able to start playing it in 2022 as part of my solo challenge. It is actually a game that I played for the first time two-player with my mom. So my mom usually visits around the holiday season. She lives in a different state, but when she's here, we play games together quite a lot. And I suckered her into playing Great Western Trail. It is certainly one of the heaviest complexity games that she has played, and she did a great job with it. It was a long first play, partially because we were learning the rules and there was a lot of referencing back to the rule book because there are a lot of little rules going on in the game, but also just because we were both new and we were moving very slowly and not progressing the game clock very quickly. So, Great Western Trail is a rondel movement game that also features deck building and set collection and a lot of kind of different mechanisms, but the primary thing that you're doing is you are moving your little cowboy worker around this rondel where you are trying to collect cattle and deliver them to Kansas City. So you are going to be moving your worker a certain number of spaces depending on what you've unlocked on your personal player board to purchase cattle to add them to your hand and deck. You are going to be building additional buildings that will give you more action spaces and potentially earn you income as the other players go past your buildings and have to pay a toll. You will be clearing the board of bandits or hazards as well. You can earn points doing that. You'll be collecting objective cards. You'll be moving your train along a track on the top of the board so that you can deliver to cities further and further away from Kansas City when you get there. And you will be upgrading your player board with different employees, cowboys, engineers, and I don't remember what the third one is called, mechanics maybe. But there's a bunch of stuff going on. Essentially, when you get to the end of the rondel, you are at Kansas City and you will be delivering the cattle cards that are in your hand that you have to earn points and earn money. So you will sell all of the cattle in your hand and you'll earn money for all of the unique types of cattle in your hand based on the value of that cattle. And then you can deliver to a city with a value that is equal or less than what you just sold, and place your marker out. As you place your markers out, you're actually unlocking spaces on your player board as well and increasing your access to things like auxiliary actions that you can use throughout the game, or unlocking abilities like increasing your hand size so that you can deliver more and more cattle as you make it to Kansas City, and also unlocking just points or the ability to increase the amount of certificates you can hold. There's lots of things that you're going to be doing. I played this game mostly solo in 2022 as, like I said, it was part of one of my solo challenges. So I did play it at least 5 times solo, and the solo mode is included in the second edition. If you have a first edition copy, it did not originally include a solo mode, but you can actually get the solo mode off of Board Game Geek. It's very close to what they included in the second edition box. So the solo mode is run with an AI deck of cards. for an AI player called Sam, and he will be moving across the rondelle. He will be delivering cattle to Kansas City, and mostly what he'll be doing is pushing the game clock. So he moves fairly quickly, even from the beginning, but as more and more buildings come out onto the board and the game progresses further and further, he will start moving faster and faster. And so you really start learning that you need to keep up and not let him deliver to Kansas City more often than you do throughout the game. So it does force you in a way to pick up the pace and be more strategic about where you are going to stop along the trail before you get to Kansas City, and not stopping at every single location like I was doing in our first game when my mom and I played. So that is Great Western Trail. This is definitely a high-level overview. You're not going to be able to play the game from this description, but it's one that I absolutely adored. It is so much fun to move along that rondelle and have to make those choices. There's so many options, and it's, again, like a lot of the games that I enjoy, it's a big efficiency puzzle of how can I do this as efficiently as possible. And then you also have that element of luck in Great Western Trail with the deck building and the cards that are in your hand, because you could just draw all of the cards that are the same from your deck. Even though there's not that many, they could all end up in your hand at one time. So that is my number 5, which is Great Western Trail, specifically the 2nd edition, including the solo mode. Thanks so much for joining us again today. And if you liked this video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel so that you can catch the 4 top games coming up over the next few days. You can also follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter for additional content, a lot of images of the games that we're playing, particularly over the holiday season as my mom is visiting again, and we will be playing lots of games, I'm sure. Until then, have a great holiday season no matter what you're doing with your friends and family, and we will see you on the next one tomorrow. Bye!